Hi there. It's been 14 days since I got my hair transplant surgery in Turkey at the Dr. Sinek Clinic in Istanbul. This video is a update of that past 14 days and how that's gone for me. I'll basically be looking at three things that mainly came up over that 2-week period. That was pain, sleep, and maintenance. But before I go into any of that, let's take a quick look at how my hair looks right now after 14 days. Quite happy with it. My natural hair is just so thick and dark that it's quite prominent, and the light in here is officially shining right on, so it looks like there's quite a difference. But these are early days. I'm pretty happy about where the hairline is and stuff, and yeah, looking forward to that coming in. So that's where I'm currently at the moment. When you're sitting like this, it just basically looks like I've got a shaved head, which is great. It's a lot better than I've looked in the past, that's for sure. So going into the 14-day period, so we'll start with pain, which I think is what a lot of people are concerned about in terms of how that is, for recovery. So basically the first couple of days I had zero pain. That was mainly due to the amount of anaesthetic basically that you're given in the procedure itself. Completely numbed my head, and I felt like, I thought it was plain sailing. Basically didn't feel any pain until probably about day 4. How I would describe that pain was the feeling sort of, I would say, definitely coming back around the donor area, so just sort of the back of my head and my neck. I would say that was definitely something that I could feel there, and that impacted my sort of mood, I would say. I started to become more irritable, because at the end of the day, you want to, if you've got like pain, you want to rub it, you want to make it feel better, but you can't do any of that because obviously you don't want to hinder the recovery at all. So that was pretty painful, and the next thing that started to come back was the feeling on the top of my head, which was basically pain around the crown. I would say was probably the worst thing. So it was kind of like almost like stabbing pains now and again, and that would come into my sort of every sort of couple of minutes. Really, I would be able to feel that. So I started taking paracetamol to try and combat that, to make sure that I was managing it somehow, and then basically it got probably to its worst about day 6, day 7. Was when what I would say is the feeling on the side is your head's obviously healing, but it's almost like a burning sensation, and I had that for a couple of days, which doesn't sound like much, but when you're going through it, those days, those hours, they seem like they're endless, and they seem like they're going to last forever. And so yeah, it was pretty tough. However, after the first week, I would say everything started to die down. So the pain that I'd had definitely all started to subside. I was taking medication for pain regularly, so paracetamol mainly, sort of from probably about day 3 to 6, 7, as often as I could, so every 4 hours. However, what I found is that by the time I got to day 8, day 9, I was down to 1, if none, painkiller wise. So that was fantastic. So you get through it, and here we are at day 14, and I've not taken anything. You do sometimes feel the odd bit of pain, but nothing that's not, you could get over it without any medication at all. So yeah, I'm happy with that. So overall, yeah, just gotta grin and bear it. But that will impact. Well, the thing that impacted the most for me was my sleep. So straight off the bat, sleep was difficult. Basically because of the position you have to sleep in. So I was given away on the day of surgery this little thing for sleeping with. And basically they ask you to sleep with a pillow in your back. just to prop you up, to stop your head obviously touching anything. And that was extremely uncomfortable. I decided when I got home that the best thing to do to support my back was to sleep on, as you can see in the background, I've got a recliner sofa there. But again, sleep was tough for that. We were given sleeping pills, which I took for the first couple of days. However, I decided for some strange reason to stop taking them after day 3. See if I could sleep without them, really. Which on the first night I think I did, through exhaustion. However, the next 2 nights I really struggled, and that was mainly because if I go back to when the pain started to kick in, and around this area, this thing here, rubbing on the back of your neck constantly is absolutely horrendous. Waking up at 3 in the morning with that burning sensation, and you have to keep it on because it's the only way that you can stop yourself from moving whilst asleep. So yeah, that was really tough. And I think day 7, I just woke up like really early in the morning, sort of back at 5 o'clock, and just had a crap day with pain, which I think was partly caused by the lack of sleep. And then just decided that night to sleep in bed. Still wore the neck pillow. However, found that just being in a bed rather than a sofa made all the difference in the world. Remembered somehow that I had sleeping pills still left over, which I took, and they worked so much better. And I got a full night's sleep. And I would say that was the first full night's sleep I'd had probably since I got back. And then going forward, just been so much better since I've just been sleeping in my own bed. Was able to dump the neck pillow after 10 days, go back to sleep normally. So then sleep has pretty much just been as normal. So yeah, I would recommend to anyone, if you get sleep medication for it, use it 100%. The final part to cover is maintenance. So maintenance, basically just mainly washing the hair. The hair washing was, first of all, done. Your first hair wash is done at the clinic. The day after it, you're on your own after that because you're sent home. And you have to be able to do it yourself. So you're supplied obviously with everything. And when it came to the washing, the first wash, I was a little bit tentative, a little bit scared. But basically, what you are given is this foam. We were giving away this foam. Put that on first for 30 minutes, leave it on to basically evaporate on your head. I think it's meant to soften the hairs, make it easier to wash afterwards, kill any germs, I think, perhaps. And then after it, you are given this hair shampoo. And you use that, so you rinse off the remaining foam with a cup or a jug, anything that's just low pressure and medium heat. Once you've done that, you'll then use the shampoo. That was the scariest part, basically knowing how much pressure you have to dab it on first of all, and then basically massage the donor area. It's fine, but just the fact that this is completely numb at that point made it very sort of tough to gauge if I was doing it right. So in the end, I basically just decided to go for it because I was going to ask my partner, but I thought, what about the day she's not here? So I just did it myself, and it was, as I say, it was tough the first day. So I was using the foam because I found myself actually, you just spray that on your head, it's easy enough, but I found myself doing it in the mirror and spraying half it down my face on the first day, but the second day I found it easy enough. And yeah, that was basically the routine for the first, I think it was the first 10 days. And then after that, you left the foam on for an hour, which was extremely boring, but you've got to do it because this scab removal process. After that hour, you then do the same as before, rinse, use this, but instead of just simply dabbing it, you start to rotate with your fingers, and you can actually feel, the first time I did it, I actually felt like I removed nothing. However, the second time after doing it for longer, I then started to feel the scabs coming off my hands. Absolutely lovely. But once that was done, that was great, and it meant I was able to feel that I was making real progress, and they were all gone by sort of yesterday. I got rid of the last of them, which is essential to letting your hair grow, to let it have air and things like that. So, on medication basically finishes tomorrow. Being given loads of medication, which is ideal because obviously you're wanting to have the best stuff, the stuff that's going to give your hair the best chance. So, um, all the painkillers that were supplied, I never really took. But mainly the main things are things like the antibiotics, stuff to help your blood, stuff to help your stomach with all the medication that you're taking. So I finish that tomorrow, finally, and then I can get onto my supplements and things like that, which I will go into more in another video. So hopefully you found some of this information useful. If I could give you one top tip from all that, it is to make sure that you get enough sleep, because that's what's going to aid your recovery in terms of not just mentally but physically, regeneration. So if you get any medication, sleep medication, use it, because it will make all the difference. So thanks very much for watching, and we will see how the progress goes.